show. Well done today. It was an incredibly competitive match, very tight right until the end. Did it feel like, or do you kind of think that maybe you would have lost that match last year? A lot of those matches were kind of going against you in some ways. It felt like maybe you're more confident today.
No, I think I approach it the same way. I mean, regardless, obviously, I didn't get to win as many of these matches last year, and I mean, it's only the third tournament of the year, so there's still a lot of tennis to be played. So hopefully, I can win many of these this season, but that will remain to be seen. I think overall, I'm just very happy to have been able to stay there with her when she was also playing well, but then also play a lot of tennis on my terms as well, which I think was important for me to learn from, especially after the last time we played a couple of weeks ago in Brisbane. So I thought I did a good job with trying to find the balance for that. The conditions were tough out there, were tough on both of us. So I think, I was just happy that I was able to, I think, quite fundamentally just compete hard every single point, basically. Yeah.
Last time you played, you didn't, similar game that she's got to yours, but you didn't seem to have much of an answer, whereas today you seem to be able to sort of stay toe to toe with her. What was the difference between those two, and what challenges did she give you?
I think last time we played, I didn't adapt and adjust quick enough. It took me too long to basically still do things on my terms. She did play exceptionally well in that last match. I think maybe even a little bit better than this match. However, I played better in this match as well. So I mean, he knows a bit of how that goes. But I think I was very clear on when I went out there on court today. I wanted to definitely still have more of a say in the match, accepting that she's going to be playing some very good tennis, hitting some very good shots. And I was happy that I actually served a lot better today as well than the last time we played. I think, the way I served, I think, helped me a lot as well.
You seem, Joe, to be changing things up a bit. In the tie rate, you're playing a few drop shots, for example. Is that something that do you want to add to your game, or what?
No, I've played drop shots all my whole career. I don't think that's anything different. I think I hit a little bit too many in a very short, concentrated amount of time. I think the heat was getting to me. Wasn't thinking clearly. No, there was a few that were good, which I didn't win, and there were a couple where I'm like, oh, maybe I should have actually played. But no, I always look to be spontaneous on court. I mean, obviously I have quite a regimented kind of game style. It's how I am personality-wise as well. I like order and all that. But I have my moments of creativity, so just try to let it shine every once in a while.
There are certain players that you would do that with, and other players that you wouldn't. Say Muguruza, for instance. Do you have a strategy per player?
I think you go on courts against every player, preparing the best that you can to what kind of player you're playing. I think certain shots become more needed, maybe against certain players. However, it's also the number one thing that's also important to do is do the things that you do well, and also leave space for spontaneity. Thank you. To come, because I think that naturally evolves with the flow and the rhythm of a match anyway.
The way you finish the match, winning the 3 points, especially the match point, that kind of seems to show that you're feeling very confident with your game. Is that how you feel?
I think I feel confident in who I am and how I am, or when I step out onto the court. I think I feel good about the things that I can bring to a court, and after that I actually try to not spend too much time thinking about how I'm feeling, and more just trying to keep my mind on each point that I'm playing, on staying present, on keeping my feet active, on just very tangible and tactile things that I can have control over as much as possible. So yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying playing. I'm happy to be here. So I'm happy to have come through, play another match, and I think, I generally feel quite good.
Playing Muguruza next.
Okay.
I think you played at the US Open. Quite a big win in your career, wasn't it? Did you beat her at the US Open, or is that
Yeah, I did.
kind of kick-started something for you? I seem to remember.
Well, I mean, I'd already gone into the US. Well, by the time I played her, I'd already qualified one round and won 100k before that, so I'd already won quite a few matches. I think that was the last time I played her, and I think I played her Eastbourne that year already, right? Yeah, I played her Eastbourne already. I beat her at Eastbourne that year. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. All right. But we haven't played since, right? No. Right. No, so not since 2015. So it's been a few years. She's a great player. I mean, she's got 2 Grand Slam titles to her name. She plays big tennis. She competes very well. So that'll be a good challenge for me.
Andy said yesterday that he has some kind of regrets with training so hard and pushing himself so hard because, the injury is kind of the result. As a player, whether it's for mental issues or injuries, how tough is it to stop, during a season, given how much it just, goes on for so long, every season?
So how hard is it to have to take time out
Yeah,
in the middle of a season?
Or at any point when you're burning out? Because it seems like players just train more or try harder when sometimes it might be easier to stop. Understand?
Yeah. I mean, I think when you're trying to play at the top of your sport, regardless of the sport, there's a reason why there's only 100 top 100 players. There's only a reason why there's 5 players who are top 5 in the world. There's only one number 1 player in the world, and it's very demanding. It's very taxing profession. There's no other way to say it. So you're always going to go through periods, and I went through this myself, of understanding yourself better as well, knowing when it's in your interest to push, but also knowing when it's in your interest to take a step back. It's very hard to find the balance in that. I think some of the best players in the world are the best because they've been able to find that, maybe earlier than other players. But I think we all play because we have a dream of being number 1 in the world, winning Grand Slams, being on the big stages, playing big matches. No one's under any false illusion that you can get there without doing any work. So it's I think we consciously put our bodies and our mental and physical health on the line to be able to be in a position to get a chance to do something, to achieve something like that. And I don't think at the end of the day, I don't think anyone regrets it. But I mean, there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into it. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's what you.
1, 2, 3, 4. So did the first to 10 tiebreak feel much different to a regular one? And do you think there's any use in it being to 10 compared to 7?
I don't know why it's to 10. I think all the Grand Slams, just getting excited of doing something different, keeping it exciting. I was very conscious to not get excited if I got to 7. So I saw Katie yesterday and I was like, oh no, that would be me. So just if you get to 7, you haven't won, just keep going. So I was conscious about that. So I was kind of like, okay, it's to 10, it's to 10, it's to 10. It is a bit different, especially in a singles context. I mean, I've never played a 10-point tiebreak in singles. However, we've played 10-point tiebreaks because of doubles the last number of years. So it's different, but it's the same for everyone. So.
You mentioned Muguruza's 2-time Grand Slam champion, but her form's kind of quite dramatically dipped since she won her last one at Wimbledon. Do you feel like she's quite vulnerable at the moment? Does that give you extra kind of confidence coming into that?
I think if anything that I've learned over the last number of years that I've been on tour is anybody can play at the very highest level on any given day, and for someone to win 2 Grand Slam titles, I think she's still ranked top 20. She's a heck of a player. So I don't think going on court against anybody you underestimate them, and especially not someone like her. So no, I don't think she's vulnerable. I think she's doing very well. And I'm looking forward to playing her again. I haven't played her, like I said, in like almost 4 years, 3.5 years. So it'll be a nice change up to play someone who haven't played recently, and to again play against someone who's a great player.
2 final questions.
This time last year, you were mourning the fact that you'd left a punnet of blueberries at the supermarket. Have we had any more supermarket disasters? Since
No supermarket disasters. Not much to report, actually. No, not much to report. No, I'm not sticking to the same. I've been really rogue this kind of week so far. I haven't stuck to the same breakfast. I'm changing it up. I haven't gone to the same restaurants the night before. I went to something else. So, 2019, you, Hannah, I mean, just living wild.
And final question.
Okay, just going back to that match in New York against Muguruza.
Yes.
From what I remember of it, it was extremely hot.
It was
day,
very hot.
and it was very long.
It was,
actually.
wasn't it? And I'm actually, so this is impressive if I know this, because I'm not very good. I'm not like someone plays who can literally remember every single point of every single match they've ever played. I mean, you probably asked my match against Isla, I won't remember half the points. But was it like 7-6, 6-7? Like I don't know if I
Something
want.
like that. It was
Right?
It was one of the longest matches.
Yes, I remember. Yes, I remember that.
What I was going to say about
Sorry.
that was bearing in mind how well you often play in the heat, do you actually relish it when the temperature goes up and the conditions get tough at tournaments like this?
Oh yeah, I just love suffering. I just love cooking out there, and no, I understand.
It does sometimes give you an edge over opponents who don't handle it quite as well as you do.
I'm not sure if I handle it better in terms of like physically feel better, because don't get me wrong, I still feel crap out there a lot of the time. But I think I kind of relax into it and just kind of accept that, it's not going to get any better, and, I just crack on. So I think it's more, I obviously I grew up in this heat for the first 14 years of my life. So I think I've had enough exposure to it at a young age where, I can't do anything about it. So I think I save my energy in trying to survive instead of complain about the thing that I can't control.